precedes anabolism. Reproduction, it is the formation of new individuals of similar kind. Life arises from pre-existing life. Reproduction is not essential for survival of the individual. It is required for perpetuation of a population, to grow population. So reproduction is needed. Ability for reproduction develops when a young individual becomes mature. Reproduction is of two types, asexual and sexual. Asexual reproduction is uniparental, but the sexual reproduction is biparental, means two parents are included. Uniparental means one parent is included to produce an individual. Asexual reproduction is the formation of new individuals from specialized or unspecialized parts of a single parent without the formation or fusion of gametes. It occurs by spores, binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, and regeneration. Sexual reproduction involves the formation and fusion of two types of sex cells or gametes. The fusion product, or which is known as zygote, gives rise to an offspring. In unicellular organism, growth and reproduction are synonyms. Many organisms do not reproduce, example mules, sterile worker bees, infertile human couples. Therefore, reproduction is not an inclusive characteristic of living organism. But however, no non-living object has the power to reproduce and replicate. So sixth feature is of living, fifth, its fifth is consciousness. Fifth feature or characteristic of living being is consciousness. It is the awareness of surroundings and a response to external stimuli. The external stimuli can be physical, chemical, and biological. The stimuli are perceived by sense organ. However, they do not respond to external factors such as light, water, temperature, pollutants, other organisms, etc. Photoperiod, duration of daily exposure to light, influence reproduction in those animals and plants which breed during particular seasonal breeders, which is known as seasonal breeders. All organisms from primitive prokaryotes to meet advanced and complex eukaryotes are able to sense and respond to environmental factors. Organisms also handle chemicals entering in their body. Human beings have an additional faculty of self-consciousness, awareness of self. Consciousness is said to be defining property of living organism. If a patient is lying in coma and is supported by machines for various functions, self-consciousness and consciousness to external environment are supposed to be absent. Some of these patients never come back to normal. They can neither be called as living nor non-living nor dead. So, sixth characteristic of living being is organization. A living being has an organization. That is, the living being consists of several components and subcomponents which cooperate with one another for the well-being of the whole organisms. A living being has a multiple level of organization. Each level of organization has its own properties which are not found in its constituents. A cellular organelle develops a property not found in interacting molecular components. A living cell has its own characteristics not found in its cell organelles. A tissue is able to have a trait not found in its organelle. Tissue is able to have a trait not found in its constituent cells. So our seventh feature or characteristic of living being is energy. Living beings require energy not only to perform various activities of the body but also to overcome entropy or tendency to randomness. A source of energy is food. It is required by every cell of the body. Next, our characteristic is homeostasis. A favorable internal environment suitable for the functioning of body organism is present in every living being. It is quite different from external environment. Changes in external environment do not have much impact on the internal environment as living beings. They have a self-regulated system. to adjust and maintain the internal environment. The phenomena is known as homeostasis. Homeostasis is also present in each cell of a multicellular organism. Then next is variations. Living beings possess variations and have the ability to evolve with them. Adaptations. Useful inheritable variations or changes in form and changes in form, function, behavior which help an organism to adjust well and successfully in its environment are called adaptations. An organism is considered best adapted to an environment when it possesses inherited traits that enhance its survival and ability to reproduce in environment. Adaptation allows the organisms to overcome seasonal and other changes in the environment. There are of two types: long term adaptation and short term adaptation. Short term adaptation include hibernation in most amphibians and some mammals. Long term adaptations, example, the claws of different birds are well adapted to suit their perching habits. Then our 11th feature is healing and repair. Living beings have repair and have a tendency to repair and heal the broken and repaired parts, but these are not possible in non-living things. uh, our 12th feature is disposal of wastes. Through ficus we dispose of our waste. Waste is what is written here: waste is generated by living beings are regularly disposed of, which is through like via fecus or urine we dispose of our waste regularly, but this is not possible in non-living things. So movements: living beings show movements of their parts. Some are able to move from place to place. The phenomenon is known as locomotion. These thing is not possible in non-living things. So lifespan: every living organism has a definite lifespan of birth, growth, maturity, senescence and death. This is not occur in non-living things. Death: the stoppage of various life activities by an individual organism is known as death. Death occurs due to aging, disease, accidents, and predation. Predation means शिकार कोई हो गया तब death होगी. Aging normally occurs in all organisms after a period of reproductive maturity. So it is however absent in some cases where the organism multiplies by binary fission. Through the aging, death is occurred, but these are not occur in all the organisms. But for example, amoeba or bacteria, they are reproduced by binary fission. They are immortal. They are divided in because during the time of reproduction they are divided themselves and form into two daughter cells. The That's why its natural death is absent and they are immortal. Living organisms are therefore self-replicating, evolving and self-regulatory interactive systems capable of responding to external stimuli, sharing a common genetic material to varying degree both horizontally and vertically. So this is not the topic for concern. So what we see here, these are the 15 features or characteristics of living beings which separate us from the non-living things. Hope you really get any information or knowledge, and if you really receive any kind of knowledge or information from my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching this video.